Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here to bring you a wig review. I'm here to show you Jon Renau MILA in the color Strawberry Syrup, which is FS27. I've reviewed MILA before, way at the beginning of my wig wearing journey, and I'm really excited to bring you an updated review of this style and to share with you how I've grown in my ability to wear certain styles. So if you want to know more about this, stick around. I alluded in the beginning that I have already reviewed this piece. I had a MILA. One of the first wigs I ever got was a MILA, very early in my wig wearing journey. I wanted to love MILA so much. Everything about MILA was what I thought was the perfect hair for me. The length, the waves, just everything about it, and I could not love MILA. I tried valiantly and I just never got there, and I ended up passing her along to a wig sister. But in the back of my mind, I've wondered all these years whether or not I could wear MILA now. Have I come far enough in my wig wearing journey? And I am finally able to give you an update on that. So before I do, let me show you MILA from all sides. You have to admit, these waves are really stunning. So I have to say, my friend Cynthia, and her YouTube channel is Front Porch Wig Chat. She and I have had a very similar wig journey, very just right parallel with each other. We've got similar measurements. We've been wearing wigs for a similar amount of time. A lot of what we've gone through has been really similar. And we both struggled early on with MILA. She got another MILA before I did, and found that she could wear MILA at that point in her wig journey, which just really kind of turned me on even more to the thought that maybe I just wasn't ready. So I think it's really interesting how our journeys change and how we grow. We can wear different styles, we can wear different colors. So if you're new to wig wearing, I really want to encourage you that you may very well find that wigs that you cannot wear today, you will be able to wear sometime in the future, or colors that you can't wear today, you'll become more comfortable branching out and may be able to wear those colors in the future. That doesn't happen for everybody, and I know that we're all very different, but I just want to share with you my own experience and that of another wig sisters who I've seen grow in her journey as well, as an encouragement to you. And I do truly believe from the bottom of my heart, if we really want to get there and we're willing to do the work, you know, desensitize ourselves, wear things that are out of our comfort zone, I think we'll be able to get there as long as we want to get there. So that's just my 2 cents on that. Let's talk about MILA. I wasn't sure if I should review this style or if I should just do a color spotlight on this color, because I had heard somewhere that they were discontinuing MILA. I'm not sure if that's true. I looked online to see if she's still available. I looked to see if maybe some sites had her on closeout. I don't see anything that's indicating that MILA is being discontinued. So if you've got some insider knowledge about that, share it in the comments. But as of right now, MILA is still available for sale. So I'm going to plow forward with a review and talk about the color as well. If you're here just for the color, excuse me, check out the timestamps below, and I will timestamp all the parts where I talk about color so that you can skip straight to that. One of the things I probably should have done was lightened up my eyebrows a little bit for this color, so I am really excited to talk about this color, but I'm going to do that in a little bit. But I was noticing earlier when I was taking pictures that sometimes you should be matching your eyebrows to your hair color if you change it up a little bit. So let's talk about MILA. MILA is a mid-length, very cute wavy style. Look at these beautiful waves. They're like pin curls that have been brushed out, big barrel curls that have been brushed out, very soft curls. She does come with just a little bit more of a formed curl out of the box that if you take a wide tooth comb and soften that a little bit, it works a little bit better. I do think Mila out of the box, and I did get this from a wig sister, so I don't have an out of the box, but I will say that a lot of times these curls are very well formed, and so if you get a Mila out of the box and you see that, just a little bit of wide tooth combing should take care of that. She has a lace front, a full mono top so you can part her anywhere, and just a little bit of permatease. When I first got Mila, I was overwhelmed by the hair up here, and now I almost feel like it's too flat. So either Mila has changed or I have changed, and I think it's probably the latter. One thing I have noticed with Jon Renau monotop wigs, they put a lot of hair in the monotop, so it does give it a little bit of lift. It does give it a little bit of fullness up here, almost mimicking permatease without the permatease. And I think that is what I struggled with in the beginning. I did struggle with wigs with permatease. Losing my hair for 20 plus years, having very fine, very thin hair, every wig felt overwhelming to me. Even the thinnest, least poofy wigs felt overwhelming to me because I just wasn't used to seeing myself with a good amount of hair. So Mila has a good amount of hair. I would say she's a moderate density wig, not super heavy, but she's not light density. And then with the amount of hair up here, that gives it a little lift, and then permatease around here, that can make her feel just a little bit full to somebody new to wigs. I can wear wigs a lot fuller than this now, so as I look in the mirror behind my phone and I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm not overwhelmed by this at all. So I definitely want to encourage you, if you have a Mila sitting in the closet and you were overwhelmed with her in the beginning, maybe just try her on periodically and see if that grows on you a little bit, because it sure did on me. Let me show you this lace front. It's actually a really good lace front. I hate to say it, I always hate to talk negatively about wigs or manufacturers, and I definitely don't like to make blanket statements, so don't take this as a blanket statement. But Jon Renau doesn't make my favorite lace fronts in general. I think they find them a little bit too knotty, a little bit too densely knotted, and I think they did a really good job with this one. Partly because it's got this very light strawberry blonde color, so you don't have the dark knots. You can see a little bit of a line here, which I'll show you in a minute when I take the cap off. One thing Jon Renau does is they have a full monotop, and they put a little line of reinforcement between the lace front and the monotop, and sometimes you can see that line. You can certainly take care of that with a little bit of makeup, but it's just another opportunity for me to encourage you. We notice and see a lot more than anybody ever will with our wigs. People are not looking at your hair that closely, especially little things like that. They just can't see that. You're not standing still enough. They're not close enough to you to really be able to see those kinds of things. So I encourage you to try to get over any fear you have about that stuff. It's really not something most people notice. But if you really are bothered by that, you can dab on some foundation or some powder, and that would hide that. So let me just show it to you since I'm talking about it, because I can always put her back on. I love to show all of this stuff to you guys because I know how it's hard to visualize without seeing it. So there you go. There's that line that I'm talking about, and that is really common on mono top wigs. Wigs that have just a mono part, they tend to make that all one piece, but because these are fragile cap features, they do put that reinforcement right there. And when you see all of these different colors in here, it's just because this wig is highlighted and it's got different highlighted colors, that's just what happens when you put different colored hair onto the cap. So that's why that looks like that. That is a soft, and look at how the goes all the way from ear tab to ear tab, the lace, which gives you so many styling options. Lately, I've noticed a lot of lace front wigs from other manufacturers where they end the lace really narrow. And while it's great to have that lace front, if you're going to wear the hair down, that's not a big deal. It does limit your styling. So I do like that this is a wider lace front. You have a lot more styling options for putting it in clips and putting it in updos and up off of your head. This is the soft bendable ear tabs, extended nape, Velcro adjusters. just really, Jon Renau caps I find are well made. They do run very true to average. I often get a lot of extra cap in the crown of my head. I have very petite measurements over the top of my head and an average 22-inch circumference. So what that means is I often get a lot of extra cap. In some caps, it's no big deal. In Jon Renau caps, sometimes it gives me a cone head. So it will really depend on the style, how comfortable and how great it looks on me. I do find that a lot in the Jon Renau hand-tied caps. This one has enough volume and poof that I'm not going to be dealing with that in this style at all. Something that I notice with these waves is they do tend to want to get just a little bit frizzy. So a wig like this I would care for by using a little bit of silicone spray, maybe spraying it a little bit with Simply Stylin', using water to tame those waves, and scrunching it up if you want it to maintain its curl. One of the things I do with a wavy piece like this, if I don't want that, especially one like this that needs a little bit of combing, the more you comb a curly or wavy piece, the more you relax those waves. And so if it's a piece that I feel needs more than just finger combing, and I think this kind of a wave pattern does, because otherwise they will start to separate, then I would do my gentle combing with a wide tooth comb when I take it off, and then I would spray it with some water, and then I would scrunch it back up like this. Spray the water and do the scrunching, and then I would generally hang it upside down if it's in my rotation of wearing. If it's not, I encourage you, curly and wavy wigs, store them in their boxes or some sort of a container. Gravity will, over time, impact curl and wave. It will relax it. I don't think that happens very quickly. I have lots of wigs that I've stored hanging up for months at a time because they're in my rotation for a long time, like girl monos and wigs that I love. And I really don't find gravity to impact them too terribly, but it is something I hear people talk about a lot. So I just want to encourage you to be cautious, and so that's something that you can do. So how does this one fit me? Like I said, it does fit me pretty average. I get really good coverage. The ear tabs come way down. They sewed tons of hair into these ear tabs. So if I'm going to do some styling, because they took this lace all the way down to where the ear tabs start, I've got some good real estate for doing some styling. So if I'm going to, and I'm looking behind a little bit, if I'm going to put some clips up, if I want to pull these curls up and kind of make them more cascading, I've got a lot of room to do that. So this is a good one for styling with clips, styling with headbands. If you're really creative and you can pull the back up and put like bobby pins in, you've got a lot of really nice soft waves. So this could be a good updo wig. I'm not great with that kind of styling. I'm better with like a messy one claw clip and a few bobby pins updos, but I do think Mila's got good wedding hair potential if you're good with styling. All right, guys, let's talk about and bangs. I was gonna get to the color. Bangs, I would say, if you're a bang person, look at this wave pattern. Look at how she wants to separate right here. Now, not every Mila is going to separate like this. Not every Mila is going to have the waves in exactly the same place. That is something that varies from piece to piece. Those things are going to be the ones that vary the most from piece to piece. So you see one Mila, that doesn't mean another Mila is going to have, they may have more waves closer to the top, may hang in the face a lot more than this one. So just keep in mind though that my take on this style is it's going to be a hard one to cut bangs into because you don't know what you're going to get and you don't know how well it's going to lay flat in the front. Any kind of a wavy piece, you run the risk of the curls and waves being too high up into that bang area and not laying right. You can combat that with steam and a wide tooth comb. You can take a wide tooth comb and steam and sort of steam those bangs straight and flatter. That's not kind of a beginner technique, but it is absolutely something many people have done. I just want to caution you, if you absolutely need bangs and wigs, and you're not ready to start doing things with steam, then Mila might not be the first one for you to try to go for. I just don't think it's ready to be put into bangs, if you know what I mean. So that's my take on that. Let's talk about the color. FS27. I like to kind of stand here and let you get a good look at the color as I'm talking about it. This is the third video I filmed today and I'm getting really dry. Normally I pause it, but you'll forgive me if I take a drink. Excuse me, that's just water. Okay, FS27. In Jon Renau, FS stands for Fashion Syrup. So their Fashion Syrup colors are ones that have got a really unique take on highlighting. Visible highlights, kind of different tones of the same type of color. A 27 is kind of a strawberry blonde. So this is definitely a red. I would say this is the kind of color that a natural redhead would get if they went and got highlights in their hair. So if you're a natural redhead and you're looking for something dynamic and like you went to the salon, that's what you get with this kind of style. You can see the visible highlights, and I'll get outside so that you can see that. Very, very, very pretty. Okay guys, my camera battery just went down a notch and sometimes it just shuts off. So if that happens, I apologize. I'll have a choppy little section here. Let's try to get through this. So you can see these very light strawberry highlights, a little bit of a darker kind of an auburn red all throughout. It isn't a little bit of stripy, but not terrible. So I would say it's visible highlights, slightly stripy, nothing crazy, definitely red. I don't really see brunette in here. So redheads who don't need rooting, who like some lighter, like kind of strawberry blonde highlights, this color is gorgeous. Really, really pretty. All right, let's get outside so that you can see this color outside again. I think Mila is adorable, and I would love her now, even though I couldn't wear her in the past. So definitely don't shy away from a style like this if you love waves and you love shoulder length styles, and you can do a little bit of permatease. Not a lot, but a little bit, and she definitely has some volume. Thanks for watching, you guys. Let's get outside. All right, you guys, I'm here to show you Strawberry Syrup, FS27, outside. This is such a unique color. Look at the gorgeous highlighting, how dynamic it is. It is so pretty. I personally would like a little rooting or some little bit of low lights just because I'm a brunette and this feels really light to me. It feels really red and really light without any of the darker brunette, and that is just for my brunette sisters. I like to share kind of my perspective on that. I think it can be helpful, but it's gorgeous. If you are a natural redhead and you're looking for something just a little different, maybe lighter and brighter for summer, a little bit dynamic, this could be a great choice for you. All right, you guys, is that good? I hope so, because it's cold out here. I need to go inside. Thanks for watching.